Hi, this is Wishop, and I'm doing an instant super fast follow-up to the last video I did on luck because I came across, I don't know if you can hear the siren behind me, so I'll see if that'll pass. Anyway, I had an instant sort of synchronicity stroke of luck right at the end of the last video as I finished it. And I wanted to share it with you because this is exactly the kind of thing that I mean when I say just notice the things going on. So we had this card in the reverse, the Lynx. And so it can be the Page of Pentacles, you might think, but because it's a lynx, I really concentrated on the fact that this is an animal that is part of a constellation, the constellation Lynx. And I wanted to look up the details on that story. So I will tell you those quickly. The story that I was remembering, which I'm getting from a book here called, what is this book? This book, I use this all the time. It's called The New Patterns in the Sky, Myths and Legends of the Stars, which is terrific. It's really useful. So anyway, I'm sure you probably know the story of Persephone and Ceres, or Proserpina, Demeter. Well, I guess it would be Proserpina and Ceres, or Demeter and Persephone. But anyway, who goes down to the underworld for winter. So that would be, near this time of year, she will head down to the underworld for winter. So what happens is there is a young sort of this farmer, Triptolemus, and he becomes part of he's called a farmer because he carried seeds, but he becomes part of the Eleusinian Mysteries, which is this huge mystery cult which operated in the ancient world for 2,000 years. So this extremely long-lived initiatory process by which people became exposed to spiritual truths. And it was kept such secret, even after 2,000 years, that we still don't know what happened in the very inner sanctums. The price of busting that secrecy was death, and people didn't break it. And apparently what they saw and experienced was so profound that while they would write about it and how it had changed their lives, they did not disclose what it was. Anyway, so connected to that, Triptolemus is sent by Demeter, or Ceres, to take her dragon chariot, in this telling, around the world and restore the harvest. Because I think you may remember when Persephone went down to the underworld with Hades, Demeter, the earth goddess, she wept and the ground became parched. Nothing would grow. Everything was infertile. So Demeter sent Triptolemus, who's called a culture hero, around with all these seeds to refertilize the earth. So let me get through this quickly. Anyway, he went to a place with a king named Lyncus in Scythia, and Lyncus wanted to take credit for all the seeds that were provided by Triptolemus, and he was greedy to get the glory and to have all the goodies that came. And so he was threatening to kill Triptolemus. He lulled him to sleep, and he was going to run him through with his sword so that he could take all the seeds and take credit for everything that the goddess had sent. And she turned him into this constellation in the sky that would be so faint that only the lynx-eyed, the very sharp-eyed, would be able to see it. So that was the story that I was vaguely remembering. But here's the real interesting bit. So I also looked up the constellation Lynx, and it turns out there is a Lyncid or Lyncid meteor shower that occurs in the constellation. And you know when it appears, at least according to Wikipedia? Around September 6th, which is today. So today we got the card for the links, and today is the day I wanted to talk all about luck and how to see it around you and how to draw it towards you. And today is the day that a meteor shower, an annual meteor shower, begins in this constellation. I could have just been thinking about this as an animal and looking at the animal totem, but I immediately went to the constellation, and that constellation has got something going on starting today. So that's exactly the kind of thing that I look at and go, yep, that's a hardcore synchronicity right there. And so you probably, if you open yourself up to the process of luck, you will have little funny, strange things like that happen. And I wanted to share this one with you as a way of affirming my commitment to noticing the lucky things, the interesting things, the kind of uncommon, unusual serendipities. Anyway, this is a little bit of a follow-up, but I think it at least shows, or I feel like it shows, that I am on the right track, so to speak, or I got the right message about this exercise of luck and about thinking about luck. And that unlike the king who was cursed, we should not be greedy about luck or greedy about the possessions. We shouldn't be like King Midas. If we are generously given things by the universe, we should be generously giving things back out. So it's about cultivating a flow that feels lucky, so that you know whatever you let loose of, more is coming in. It's about really, as I said, being within the flow of currency, so to speak, being in the current, and that is luck. So anyway, I hope that things are very lucky for you. I hope that you found that interesting, because I know I spent another extra few minutes on it, so I hope that you found it interesting. But my goodness, today, the Lincoln meteor showers, I may try and see them. So yeah, that's it. Okay, rock on with your bad selves.